All right, so I woke up yesterday to a lot of news from Fox and a lot of other outlets and online places that basically said Lil Wayne endorsed Trump. I don't know that he actually endorsed Trump. The thing is now is they're trying to vilify people that meet with Trump, which is it's very cancerous to the American culture that if you meet with a president, you're automatically going to be vilified and people are going to call you the worst thing in the world and call to cancel you. And this is on the heels of Lil Wayne just dropping a new album about 2-3 weeks ago, which I'm a huge fan of Lil Wayne. I rap myself. You can find that on the internet somewhere. I've been doing that forever. However, a lot of the rappers called him out, and that's expected. And, I love hip hop to death. But there's a lot of people in hip hop, when they put the political hat on, I disagree with them. However, I don't think they're fundamentally bad or evil. I don't call them names or anything like that. For example, I like Eminem. I've come to become somebody who's a Republican now and is going to vote for President Trump. And basically, Eminem did that freestyle a few years ago, and it was whatever. I mean, I disagreed with it, but I still listen to his music, still purchase things. I'm still a fan. So Ice Cube got a lot of backlash from meeting Trump too. And really, I don't see what the downside is in somebody from the hip hop community or the black community meeting with Trump and trying to give him advice on his platinum plan. Okay, this is what you can do. This is what's going to work. This is what I would like to see. I'm willing to help in any way possible that I can. So we've seen a lot of people like my son, who I'm a fan of musically, even though he's ridiculously woke. And that's just his political belief, but I still think he makes good music. People calling him an Uncle Tom, calling him the C word. I remember they tried a couple years ago when they talked to Lil Wayne about Black Lives Matter, and he didn't know what it was, and he explained that he's never really dealt with racism. Well, if that's what he said, I'm inclined to believe him. See, Lil Wayne is somebody, you can't really cancel him. I mean, he's worth millions of dollars. This is a guy who has fuck you money, literally. So you can't cancel somebody like that. And I'm very worried because if I was somebody with a platform like Wayne, and after I met a democratically elected president, people were saying that. Because let's be real. If he met with Obama, where would the backlash be? There would be no backlash. So it's absolutely ridiculous. And I remember also he got a lot of backlash from an interview he did. For the people that don't know about Lil Wayne, when he was a little kid, he was probably, I think he was 8 or 9 years old. He found a gun that was his mom's and was playing with it, and he shot himself in the chest. And when the police came, he explained in this story that it was I think it was Mr. Bob was the one, he was a white police officer. And he said the rest of the police officers were black, which in my world doesn't really matter. But he said when they came in, the other officers immediately were treating it like they were looking for drugs and searching the house. And this white officer said, "What are you doing? We have a child here bleeding to death. We need to save him." And that officer saved him. So when they tried to push him on police brutality and things like that, he just said, "Look, I don't know. Maybe it exists, but it's not in my world." And a police officer quite literally saved his life. Now me, as far as with that story and defund the police, I don't believe we should be defunding the police. I don't believe we should raise taxes either for more funding. Who knows how that could work? But I think there needs to be more time dedicated to training. I've had some encounters with police officers that were very close call situations, and when I get pulled over, I do get treated a certain way. But I know not to try and fight with the police or anything like that. That's neither here nor there. But just, it's really cancerous, especially when a lot of hip hop, that community's going to come out against him and say the worst things about him. People that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago loved him, and Lil Wayne is somebody that's never really delved into talking about politics. I really respect a lot of entertainers and athletes that don't want to talk about politics, specifically, mainly probably while they're creating their art or they're playing the game. Outside of what you do, if that's what you choose to do, I don't have any problem with it. I think it should be encouraged, but, this is a good sign. Trump, I think he's the type of person, if he doesn't know something or he feels like maybe he's getting something wrong or he's uninformed, he is very much a part of popular culture. He will meet with people who are saying, no, you're not doing this right. And he has a history of meeting with people and saying, and not just government people, but wanting to meet with anybody and say, hey, give me advice, what you would like to see. What can I do for you? I'm president for all Americans. I think the backlash is just highly unwarranted. It's ridiculous, and like I said, I just hate that we live in a culture where if you speak with somebody or meet them, you're automatically as bad as them. Even though I can admit Trump's really not that bad. I mean, I think he's done a lot of good for the black community. I think that's something he wants to do. And I don't think he's somebody who, if he gets the black vote, he's just going to take it for granted. He's going to appreciate that shit. I mean, we saw that when he first got elected, him meeting with Kanye West, Steve Harvey, and a lot of other people about issues in the inner city. So I think this is a good thing, and I don't like all the backlash. Thanks.